It's been about 2 years since Valorant's release, and with that came the release of numerous unique items, some popular, some not. Boasting over 466 different weapon skins and over 503 unique cosmetics, what are some of Valorant's most exclusive and rarest items? Let's start off with Prime Gaming exclusives. Although Amazon and Riot have been partnered since 2018, working primarily on League of Legends, it wasn't until September 18, 2020 when Amazon started their Prime Gaming campaign with Valorant. For those of you who don't know what Prime Gaming is, it basically gives out free monthly loot for a variety of games for those who have their Amazon Prime linked with their Twitch account. The very first Prime Gaming item to come out for Valorant was the Rarest Gun Buddy. In the following months, more exclusive loot came and went. Once the month ends, the free loot becomes unavailable and will not be re-released, making Prime Gaming loot one of the rarer items in the game. Up next is the Arcane Bundle. From November 5th to November 22nd of last year, Riot released a bundle in celebration of their first Netflix show Arcane, which saw massive success with ratings reaching scores of 9.4 on Metacritic, a 97% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 9.3 rating on IMDb. For a limited time, players were able to purchase the Arcane Bundle for 2,380 Valorant points. It consisted of the Jinx title, Arcane Mysteries card, the tag Your Dead Spray, the Monkey Business Gun Buddy, and finally, the crown jewel of the bundle, the Arcane Sheriff. If you missed the chance to buy the bundle, unfortunately it will never be re-released, which makes it one of the most exclusive items to own in Valorant. Next up on the list is the Showdown player card. In 2020, a Korean live streaming service known as Africa TV hosted the Showdown tournament, which was in collaboration with Riot Games in efforts to promote the competitive Valorant scene in Asia. Featured teams included Vision Strikers, Absolute Jupiter, AHQ Esports Club, and Team SMG. The tournament concluded with Team Absolute Jupiter winning first place. Fans will notice that members of Absolute Jupiter like Laz and Crow would go on to join Zeta Division, where they had their miracle run at VCT Masters Reykjavik, with their run ending in 3rd place. Users who linked their Riot account with Africa TV and watched at least an hour of the tournament were eligible to redeem the Showdown player card for free. Since the tournament is over, the player card is no longer available to the public. It's so rare, in fact, that despite living in Japan and playing in Asian servers, I have never come across anyone who had the Showdown card. Moving down the list, if you played Valorant during the beta, you may be familiar with the Ronin and Imperium collection. The two collections were one of the first skins to be featured in the game. The Ronin collection consisted of skins for the Operator, Sheriff, and the Bulldog. Meanwhile, the Imperium only had skins for the Classic and the Knife. Ever since the beta came to an end, only the Avalanche, Lux, Prism, and Reaver collections made it to the final release. The Ronin and Imperium were unfortunately scrapped, which is a shame since I'm actually a fan of how the Ronin skins look. Since the two collections were not included in the final game, nobody has access to the skins, but I'm still going to count that as one of the rarest skins in Valorant. Following up on the beta theme we have going here, the next item on the list are the beta player cards. If you were lucky enough to be in the beta phase of Valorant, Riot would gift players the Beta Pioneer and Valorant beta player cards to users when they logged into the final release of the game. Since they were only distributed to a select amount of users, these player cards are one of the more exclusive items to own in Valorant. Up next is the elusive Riot Gun Buddy. This special gun buddy can only be obtained by coming into contact with Riot developers in-game. Arguably the rarest cosmetic in Valorant, it is awarded to those who display good sportsmanship and those who contributed in making a positive in-game experience for the team. In a Reddit post, Riot Pato, who is the internal events and program manager for Riot Games, revealed in a post about the purpose of awarding the Gun Buddy, in which Pato stated, "We often give them to players that are naturally being good sports and making the game fun for their teammates. The reason I gave all these folks gun buddies was that everyone was universally positive and having fun even though we were strangers. This is how I want all my lobbies to be, but unfortunately sometimes people are going through stuff or are immature and make things less fun for people. My hope is that positive interactions like this in just a small way can lead players to being more positive in all their games, whether it's Riots or not." Unfortunately, I do feel like there's been a lot of toxicity and harassment in Valorant lately, which can make the game difficult and not fun to play. Let's try to make Valorant a more positive environment for everyone, and for Pato. And maybe one day, the Riot Gun Buddy won't have to be so rare. Lastly on the list is perhaps the rarest item to have in Valorant, a VCT Masters winner player title. The only way anyone can obtain this is to be the champion of a Valorant Masters tournament. So good luck to all you aspiring pros out there. And that's the end of the list. If you know of any more items that could be added to this list in the next video, please let me know in the comments. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you around.